Hello, this is Mike, NoStressMike.com. I got to get out of the wind here first, but I want to tell you what. I went to Mexico yesterday, and it was, I had fun. I've been kind of mixed up and haven't had a time to really get to Mexico, and so it's been a little bit. And so I got some friends. In 2006, I think it was, they had a big hurricane that wiped out a lot of Guatemala and Mexico. And I was on the motorcycle with the dog, Xena, and we ended up in southern Mexico. And during all the destruction, and I made some friends there, and they're helping people. I do the Hoi Chi work, they're helping people, and I made some friends. And every time I go through Mexico, I'll just stop by and see them. And I say this last time I flew, so I didn't drive, and so I didn't stop by and see them. And they were but anyway, so that's the people I go visit when I go down there, and I normally run over there and do some shopping. They got Sam's, and Guatemala, I don't think Guatemala's got a Sam's. They haven't got there yet. So, but anyway, Sam's Club. And so anyway, I've got I've got all kinds of friends. I got and the people I went to see were very poor, and the friends that I took two friends with me, and they're both millionaires, and in U.S. dollar type millionaires. And so I say they both came from being poor, and they both took advantage of opportunities, and they both succeeded. And so I asked them, do you want to go to Mexico? And so the one said, yeah, well, let's take this other one. I said, oh, yeah, okay, no problem. We'll make a party out of it. And it's funny because they don't drink, they don't have party and drugs and all that kind. I mean, they're good guys, and they're 40-some years old. And so the one guy says, well, I don't have any papers. And the other guy says, oh, it doesn't matter. So it went down, because as an American, with my American passport, I can go to lots of places. And but Guatemalans, they can't go to Mexico. You have to get special permission. And normally takes a day to get that. You go in, you have to do all the paperwork, you do all this stuff, and you get it. And the one guy just doesn't ever travel there. And so the one went with me once before, and he met my friends. And I told him I do Hoi Chi, and people know me down there. And he said, well, who cares if they know you, because you don't speak. Nobody, doesn't make no difference. And we went down and saw him when went with me the first time, and he couldn't believe when I came into the house. Boy, they started calling everybody, and people started showing up. I did a ton of work, and he couldn't believe I worked so much, and because they don't see me to work that much here in Guatemala, but down there, and that's because I am known down there. And so then. So this time I went down with that friend, and like I say, the other one with no papers. And so we drove in, we got to, and I made a video about the most dangerous crossing that I've crossed, and that's the place. And they've been cleaning it up. It's not near as bad as it used to be. I mean, maybe 7-8 years ago, and way before that, it was bad. Now it's not near so bad, but it was funny because we drove up, and I took my car. We drove up there, and then the guy that went with me before, he's real knowledgeable. real knowledgeable. And I say, since he's been poor and now he's got money, he's learned a lot. And what he he got out of the car and he went to the first place. And it wasn't just a little stand right there in the middle of the road right there. And the guy was standing, it was inside that little stand. And what you do is he wants to see your papers first. And then he'll tell you what you do to cross. And so then this is what I heard. Well, first let me tell you. So I sat in the back seat. My two friends sat in the front because they can talk to each other and let them talk. And so the guy was driving. He was the friend that's been there before. He got out of the car, went over there and talked to the guy. Then he came back. He told the other guy to go get in one of these. You saw those little like a tricycle, and the guy pedals you, and he took him across the border. The guy got out of the car and got in that little thing, and they took him across the border. I went inside, and I had to get my papers stamped, my passport. So I stamped my passport. And then, now see, they took my car. Now, I gave them my papers. It's kind of like a title, or title and registration, kind of like that. But they're in my name. And I gave it to my friend. And then so then I went in, he drove the car, and then when I got out, after getting my papers stamped, I went over there, and they were across the border already. You know, and I'm thinking, there was no way he was going to take my car across the border. I mean, that's just like stealing a car and going across the border. And so that's why I was trying to hurry and get my papers because I knew they were going to need me there to cross. But they were already crossed. So I thought that was funny right there. I mean, okay, you guys are Guatemala guys, and you took my car with my name on the papers, and you drove it across the border. That was the first thing that was really funny. And then he said, and I said, well, how about the other guy? He doesn't have any papers. Did you have any problems with that? And he says, when he got out of the car and went over to talk to the first guy, he told the guy, he says, I don't have any papers. And the guy over there sitting in the front seat, he doesn't have any papers either. Now the guy in the back, he's American, and he's got papers. And so what he did is he showed him some papers, but he had 100 pesos. 100 pesos, 21 pesos to $1. And so he gave him 100 pesos. And it was inside the papers. So when the guy looked at the papers, he took the 100 pesos and put it in his pocket. And then the guy said, okay, tell the guy with no papers to get in one of these bicycle things, and they will drive him across the border. He says, and the American in the back, tell him to go inside and get his papers stamped, and you drive his car across. And so that's what happened. That's what they did. And so we got in the car, and then we're driving over there, and he's telling me all this. And I said, and you don't have papers to go across either? He says, no, I didn't bring them. And I said, okay, so in other words, both of you are illegal. Is that what you're saying? And he says, yeah. And I said, okay, so what's happening is now I am a coyote. I am taking illegal people across the border. And I just did. So I did the coyote. I was a coyote. Now, and it was funny, the friend that I'm going to see in Mexico is in jail. And I thought he was out of jail. So that's why we went over to his house, and I thought he was in jail. But I thought he was out. But he's still in jail. And he is a coyote, or was a coyote. And but he wasn't jailed for being a coyote. There's nothing illegal about being a coyote. And a coyote is a person that takes illegal people across the border. And so they didn't know that my friend was a coyote. And so then I told him, I said, now wait a minute. Okay, if I'm the coyote and I took you two across the border, now you owe me $1,000 each. That's how much coyotes get. I said, you owe me $1,000 each for getting you across the border. And then you will owe me another $1,000 each when I take you up to Tijuana. And they looked at me and they said, what are you talking about? And I said, that's what they do. That's what they charge. Coyotes charge. And that's where they take you. You give me $1,000, I'll take you to Tijuana. I said, well, how do you know that? And that's what I told them. Well, my friend that we're going to go see, he's in jail. He used to be a coyote. So that's how I know that stuff. So it was funny that I couldn't believe how easy it was for them to cross the border. And they just need, they didn't dress like poor people. They didn't dress like rich people either. They just dressed like normal people would dress. And so I just thought that was really humorous. And the thing is, we went to Sam's. After we went to Sam's, we went to see my friend. My friend's still in jail. And then when I got there, we got there at like 6 o'clock in the evening. And I went to Sam's, I got a big old thing of sandwiches, little sandwiches, a whole bunch of them. And I got them a bunch of food and stuff like that. Like I say, they're poor folk. So I gave them a whole bunch of food and stuff. And then when we got to the house, you couldn't believe it. Everybody come running out of the house, hugging and kissing on me. And it was great. And then they got on the phone. They started calling people. I said, whoa, stop calling. It's too late. We're getting ready to go. And they said, well, you're not going to stay all night? And I go, no. And I ended up doing 10 people last night. And we drove back. And normally it runs between 4 and 5 hours to drive to over there, Mexico and back, and one way. And when we came back, it only took 3 hours, but there was no traffic at all. But we got back at 1:30 in the morning, so we left late. It was, and I wasn't. The two were local, two millionaire guys are Guatemalans, so they don't have no problem driving at night and stuff like that. So. And so they did the driving, no problem. But we had a lot of fun. But I just wanted to let you know a little bit of the procedures on how you become a coyote, I guess. So this is Mike, NoStressMike.com.